It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. At one of the organizations where I do regular, at one of my larger organizations where I do regular coaching here in the greater Orlando area, I had an opportunity to sit down with one of the senior leaders. And he pulled together everyone for a meeting. And he said he had this big announcement, this big thing he wanted to talk to everybody about. And when we got together, it was interesting because he says, it's not so much that there was a big meeting, but he had a message they wanted to share with everybody. And he wanted to make sure he could get everyone on the same page. And here's where he went. And I thought this was cool. He said, the message that I'm trying to make sure everyone understands is we only go where we're looking. And I stopped and thought about that for a second. And I want to put together an analogy. It's a silly analogy, but I think you'll understand. When driving a car, unless it's a Tesla, your eyes determine a path for which your vehicle follows. You'll steer where you look. Anyone with a driver's license knows this principle, right? If you're looking one way, you'll steer that way. If you're trying to get over, you have to make sure it's clear, and that's where you're going. It's just one of these things where you need to be able to quickly react and quickly inspect and adapt and make adjustments and pivot and stay in your lane and follow the lines. There's so many things you need to do when you're driving a car. But if you broke it down into its simplest context, there's really only one thing you need to do in driving a car: pay attention and go where you're looking, right? And this principle could be applied to teams. And just like when I talk to teams about limiting work in progress or limiting WIP, I think I want to have something that is a new concept. And I'm going to call it limiting WIG. I want it to be a working goal, right? A working goal. I just want it to be one goal, one shared goal that the team's going to work towards. So I think that if the team takes a moment to put together a sprint goal or a team goal, a clear, compelling, shared goal, that's going to increase the likelihood of everyone looking in the same direction and everyone trying to push forward. If everyone's moving in the same direction to achieve the goal and everyone understands what the goal is, it's going to make things so much better for the team and for the organization. Now, I have had teams where they said, well, we have three things, but they all have to be done at the same time. It's a simultaneous goal. So let's just use that example. If a team has multiple goals and they must be achieved simultaneously, chances are that you'll have some people looking in one direction, some people looking in another direction, and some people trying to pivot and look in both directions. And potentially, this could result in confusion, misunderstandings, and ultimately not achieving the goal. So, while I understand that there may be some importance to getting all those goals done, and that they could still even be classified as shared, I think this boils down to the same thing that I talk about when I talk about work in progress. There's a difference between importance of a goal and urgency of a goal. All the goals are important, but only certain goals are urgent. And I think it's important for the team, no pun intended, to find the one shared goal that's the most urgent and address that one. And of course, then there's the last one, my favorite: no goal or no shared goal. If everyone becomes so dedicated and focused on their individual tasks and things they need to get done, going all in different directions, then that results in no collaboration, no shared focus, no teamwork, and no achievable goals. It just boils down to not doing anything right. So I said in one of my training classes, and I got a laugh out of it. So I said this in one of my training classes, so I'll share it with you today. I said, there's only one thing worse in the world than having a clear direction, and that's having some direction or a not so clear direction. And there's only one thing worse in the world than that, and that's having no direction. And there's only one thing in the world worse than that, and that's one direction. I know they broke up years ago, but I guess Harry Styles is cool. But you get the point. The point I'm trying to make is you have to have a shared goal in order for things to make sense. And even if the shared goal is small and something that's achievable, and then move on to the next goal. What I'm trying to say is instead of trying to divide your time and divide and conquer and figure things out on your own, sometimes it's better to just isolate a goal and run straight towards it. And remember, the method that I use to help not just define a goal, but to help make sure the goal is the right goal. I mean, everyone, and I want to make sure I'm clear. I love SMART goals, specific, measurable, etc. That's perfect, right? That's exactly where you need to be. But for me, I also back it up with something called grow. I want to make sure that when we set a goal that we say, okay, what is our goal? What are we trying to achieve? What's our reality and how far away are we from achieving that goal? What options or opportunities do we have? And then what will we do today to take the first step towards achieving that goal? And I think in general, since this is a Friday Agile, not so agile episode, I just want to make sure people are aware that whether it's in your personal life, your professional life, whether it's with your family, your friends, your spouse, your loved one, whether it's with just the way that you organize things in your home, having a goal and having a vision of where you're trying to go, being able to look with clarity. I want you to be able to hit and achieve all of your goals, but the only way you're going to get there is if not only you work hard, but you need to know where you're looking and you need to make sure that you stay focused. And in sports, I hear this all the time: eyes on the prize, right? So I think it's important for us to make sure that we understand what the prize is we're trying to achieve, and being able that ability to stay focused and hyper focused is so incredible. And as we look towards the Super Bowl and other events here in the United States, the teams that always make it to the end are the ones that keep their eyes on the prize. That's going to do it. I hope you have an amazing weekend. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, feel free to reach out to us, learn more at agiledad.com. We'd love to hear from you. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.